out the first half of our evening, Willie Holton Halbert. Willie has resided in Bloomington Normal for over 45 years and has committed her life to helping others. She is an activist and works in the community and world, fulfilling her life mission to serve others, celebrating life and equity for all. Willie is a retiree from the Illinois Department of Corrections, where she worked for over 25 years in counseling and management. She's a published author and motivational speaker. Willie has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Illinois State University. She's married to Charles G. Halbert for 48 years and has 3 children, Mary, Liz, and Calissa. In addition, she has 4 children in the Lord, Yashika Mosley, Shomari Caffey, Nikita Richards, and O.J. Wilkins. She also has a precious great-granddaughter, Riley Rose. Willie served on the Bloomington Human Relations Commission for over 10 years. She's a lifetime member of the NAACP and currently serves as the second vice president of the Bloomington Normal branch. She's a member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority and attends Mount Pisgah Baptist Church. Willie has received numerous awards for leadership and service, with her most recent honor being named the 2023 History Maker of McLean County. She says, "The activist I admire most is the late Reverend Jesse Lee Holton, my father. He lived a life of justice for all and was a living example of truly caring, giving, and standing up for those who did not have a voice." Please join me in welcoming Willie Holton Halbert.
Hello. Yes. This is Mrs. Miller. Yes. My husband's name is Godfrey Miller. Excuse what? Oh my God! No! 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 Oh, I just saw him. Just saw him. Why? Only to find out. My husband went out one evening to a bar right here in Bloomington, and a white man named David Young yelled out, "I'm gonna kill me, a Nigger." He went home, got a shotgun, came back, and killed him. Cold-blooded, premeditated murder. Well, guess what happened? They reduced the charges to voluntary manslaughter. Premeditated murder. Well, Mrs. Godfrey Miller came to me back in 1982, and she said to me, "Aren't you Willie Halbert with the NAACP?" I said, "Sure." And she began telling me her story, and I just could not believe it. What was the difference from this man and the next person? And why was his life less valuable? So we all got together with the NAACP and we talked about it. Now, we really didn't expect them to change what they had agreed to do, but we wanted justice to be done. So we all got together and decided we were going to have a peaceful march right here in Bloomington. Well, a lot of people said, "I can't do that because I work at State Farm and some of the other major companies, and I lose my job." Well, my husband, Charles Halbert, he worked at State Farm as a health claims at that time as a supervisor. And when he was asked, he said, any job where I can't stand up for what I believe in, it's not worth it. I will march. I have never been so proud of my husband as I was on that day. We all got together. We invited anyone that wanted to march to come together and to march. We made sure we went over all the guidelines and procedures and made sure people understand under no condition are you to fight. Under no condition are to use vulgar language. No matter what anyone said to you or what they did, you're not to do that. So we filed the proper paperwork with the city, got it approved for us to have the march, and we started to march, and we went down by the Justice Center. And as we went by there, guess what? The dogs came. Police officers came all around. Mind you, we were very peaceful. We were just walking and just chanting, we want justice. We deserve justice. And we marched. The dogs was all around. The police officers were all around. They were hoping that someone would do something to cause them to be able to get arrested. But it's something about when a group of people come together and unite and decide that for what we're about to do and what we stand up for, we have to take a stand. And we wanted to make sure we didn't give them any cause whatsoever to arrest us. Mind you, they still could, but there were too many people watching. There was over 100 plus people, around 200. They said 100, but it was actually around 200 people that marched on that day. And we made a statement. Imagine, I'm 69 years old now. I was only 28 years old. Had just finished school, started working. And when you see this, when you see injustice, it's not like you stand by saying, oh, hey, I want to fight, I want to stand up. But you know what? When you see injustice, you have to do something. It's not something that you plan on doing. Be a civil rights activist. It was nothing I planned on doing. I just didn't like to see injustice. I just didn't like to see anyone who were being violated against for no reason whatsoever. I served on, you heard him share how I served on the Human Relations Commission. And when we were voting on sexual orientation, and I voted that everyone should have a right to be respected. No one deserves to be disrespected. And I got hate mail. I got hate mail from white folks, from black folks, from churches, because, I went against every rule there is. No one thought about love or caring or respecting one another. And believe it or not, they asked me if I would stand up, speak for them at ISU ballroom. I told my husband, I said, I think I'll do that. I said, but I got a problem. He said, what's the problem? I said, well, the black folks gonna hate me, the church folks gonna hate me, and then the gay people gonna hate me because I really don't believe in that type of lifestyle. I just believe people ought to be respected. I just believe that we should be able to work where you want to work, to go to school where you want to go, and just respect one another. That's a basic principle. And when I got up and I spoke with everyone, I shared my beliefs, I got a standing ovation. Why? Because they connected with the heart. They connected with love, that everyone has a right to be respected and to be loved. Isn't that really what it's all about? When you march, when you stand up, here's a picture. I brought copies that I will leave with individuals. This is our NAA, our president is here, Linda Foster, right there, president of the NAACP, but this is in our office, so we will never forget that you have to take a stand. We had a gathering during George Floyd's situation where we had over, I don't know, were some of you out there? We had over 1,000 people who came. Why? Because when they heard that injustice was being done, they had to take a stand. Not in our town, part of that movement. So how do you get involved? You just do something. You see something wrong, you speak up. You take a stand. It could be, you might say, well, really, like, I'm getting kind of old, can't walk as far as I used to could walk. I got a pen and paper, right? I can write a letter to the editor. Can't we do that? I love writing those letters. Just go to the pantry, put my name, you'll see all type of letters that I will write a letter. Call your congressman, right? Congresswoman. Call them. Let it be known. Don't sit by idly and let people decide what's going to happen to your life. Get out and vote. That's such a precious right that we all have. So you have something to say. If I don't like how decisions are being made, then we come together and we do that. All the individuals, if you listen to Rosa Parks, I heard her speak. I actually got a chance to meet her, take pictures with her. And you know what she says? If you ever met her, she's very unassuming, very quiet. And every time they would ask her, why did you refuse to give up your seat? You know what she said? I was just tired. I was just tired. I've been working all day. I just wanted to sit down. And a lot of times, that's why people do what they do. It's not to really make a big statement. You're just standing up for what you believe is right. Was she the first one that refused to give up her seat? No, she wasn't. It was just the one that we all remember. So I encourage each and every one of you, this is wonderful, hearing the stories, the fellowship, learning about one another, and taking a stand. And when you see wrong, speak out. Write a letter. Call someone. This young lady just came up to me. She saw me at one of the NAACP meeting, and when she shared her story, I was so touched by what had happened to her that we went back to our board and to the NAACP, and everybody came together. And that's what I leave with you. Let's come together. Let's take a stand. It does matter. Thank you all. I'll leave these here on the table for anyone that'd like to have one. Feel free to take one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Willie. So now it's time for our break. You can have some conversation, which I hope you will. Have some food and drink. Do not be shy. There's a lot of food back there. If you have a short story about something that you have done, something you have seen, something you have experienced regarding justice, regarding these kinds of issues, maybe you participated in a march or a protest. We do have an open mic session. So if you want to share a story, back there on the
counter, like the sales counter next to the food.
Back there, there's a fishbowl back there. You can put your name in there, and we'll see if anybody has a story after the break. And now it's your turn.
And if you're interested in sharing a story in November, our Story Slam theme then will be Sweaty Palms. Or if you want to receive emails to stay in touch with us, there's a clipboard next to the fishbowl. You can write your name and your email down, and we'll put you on our mailing list, which we will remember to actually contact people next time. So, what a great first half. Thank you to those speakers. Amazing stories. Enjoy. We'll see you back in 15 minutes.